If you are watching this video right now, know that it's not by chance. This message found you because there's something important you need to hear. Something that might just change the way you see things forever. If a woman wants to get romantic, she's going to say this: "Can we spend more time together?" Or "I've been thinking about us a lot lately." These words might seem simple, but they carry a depth of meaning that reveals her growing interest in taking the relationship to a deeper level. Let's dive into these subtle yet powerful signs. 1. She starts talking about the future. When a woman begins to envision you in her future, even in small ways, she's letting her heart open to you. Comments like, "I wonder what you'd be like at my family's holiday party," or "We should plan a trip together someday," aren't just casual remarks. They're her way of testing the waters to see if you share the same feelings. Type "She's thinking about the future" in the comments if this resonates with you. 2. She compliments you differently. Compliments like, "You're good at handling tough situations," or "I love how passionate you are about your work," go beyond surface-level admiration. These are signs she respects and admires the deeper parts of who you are, qualities she finds incredibly attractive. Type "She's into me" if you've heard these kinds of compliments before. 3. Her conversations become more personal. When her questions shift from "What's your favorite movie?" to "What's the hardest thing you've ever been through?" she's seeking an emotional connection. Women often deepen their conversations as they want to know their true selves before expressing their romantic feelings. Type "She wants to know me" if you've experienced this chef. What she says next will either melt your heart or break it into pieces. A woman who is ready to get romantic might also reveal vulnerability she never expected. For example, she could confess, "I've been hurt before, but I think I'm ready to trust again." While this might seem like a risk for her, it's also a monumental step toward opening up to you. 4. She starts using "we" instead of "I." Pay attention to her language. If she's suddenly saying, "We should try that new restaurant," or "We make a great team," she's mentally putting you into her life as a partner. This subtle shift in language is a clear indicator of her romantic feelings. Type "It's all about us" in the comments if you've noticed this shift. 5. She becomes protective of you. Women who care deeply about you will naturally become protective. She might say things like, "Don't overwork yourself, you need rest," or even give advice about situations she feels could harm you. Her protectiveness is a strong sign of her affection. Type "She cares" if this resonates with you. 6. She brings up romantic topics casually. You might hear her say something like, "What do you think makes a relationship work?" Or "Do you believe in soulmates?" These questions aren't just idle curiosity. They're her way of gauging where you stand, emotionally and romantically. Type she's testing the waters. If you've had these conversations. 7, she finds reasons to spend time alone with you. If she's constantly suggesting one-on-one activities, like coffee dinner, or even helping her with a small project, it's her way of creating moments for deeper connections. Type she wants alone time if this sounds familiar. She might be saying this, but it could mean the opposite. Not every woman will directly say, "I like you." Instead, some might disguise their feelings by jokingly saying, "You'd make a terrible boyfriend," while secretly hoping you'll prove them wrong. 8, she asks about your past relationships. If she's curious about your EXEs, or asks what went wrong in past relationships, it's not just nosiness. She wants to understand what you need and what you're looking for, perhaps because she's hoping to be the one who fulfills those desires. Type she's curious if this sounds like her. 9, she remembers the small things. Does she recall your favorite coffee order? A story you told weeks ago? Or even the name of your childhood pet? These small acts of attention show she's paying close attention and values the connection. Type she remembers everything if this hits home. 10, she's physically closer to you. Whether it's a lingering touch on your arm, sitting closer than necessary, or finding excuses to be in your space. These are all physical signs she's drawn to you. Romantically, type she's closing the gap. If you've noticed this behavior. 11, she opens up about her emotions. When a woman starts saying things like, "I don't usually share this, but it's a significant step." Sharing her inner world means she feels safe and trusts you deeply. An essential foundation for romance. Type she trusts me if she's opened up to you. 12, she drops hints about her availability. Statements like, "I don't have plans this weekend," or "I'm free anytime you want to hang out," or her way of subtly inviting you to take the next step. Type she's inviting me in, if you've heard her say this. 13, she playfully teases you. Teasing might seem like harmless fun, but for many women, it's a way to build rapport and test boundaries. Comments like, "Oh, so you're a coffee snob, huh?" Or, "I bet you can't cook to save your life." Or her playful attempts to spark a connection. Beneath the teasing lies her desire to see how you react. If you match her energy, she'll feel closer to you. Type she's teasing if you've noticed her doing this. 14, she expresses concern for you. Did you get home safely, or are you eating well? Might sound like simple, caring questions, but they often carry deeper meaning. When a woman asks these things frequently, it shows she's emotionally invested in your well-being. It's her way of expressing love in small, consistent ways. Type. She cares deeply if she's always checking in on you. 15. She complains about being single. Statements like, ugh, I'm so tired of being single, or it's hard to find a good guy these days, could be her indirect way of signaling that she's ready for a relationship and possibly with you. If she's expressing this frustration around you often, she might be hinting that you could be the solution. Type. She's dropping hints if you've heard her say this. When she says this, she's revealing her deepest fears. A truly interested woman might also admit something, like, I'm scared to get hurt again. Vulnerability is a sign of trust and a plea for reassurance. If she's opening up about her fears, she's likely hoping you'll show her she has nothing to worry about. 16. She mirrors your behavior. If she's mimicking your gestures, speech patterns, or even your hobbies, it's often subconscious and a strong indicator of attraction. For instance, if you're into photography and suddenly she's asking questions about cameras, she's making an effort to align with your interests. Type. She's mirroring me if you've noticed her picking up your habits. 17. She seeks your opinion. Do you think this dress looks good on me? Or what do you think about this career move? Aren't just casual questions. By asking for your input, she's showing that your thoughts matter to her and that she values your perspective. Type. She values my opinion if she's been asking for your advice. 18. She makes excuses to text you. Ever notice how she texts you about something minor? Like, what was the name of that song you mentioned? Or, I just saw something that reminded me of you. These are her subtle ways of keeping the conversation going because she wants to stay connected. Type. She's texting me for no reason. If this is happening to you, as we wrap up, remember that every woman is different, and her signs might be unique to her personality. But if you notice these behaviors, chances are she's ready to take your connection to the next level. Final call to action. If this video resonated with you, type "I see the signs" in the comments and let us know which behavior stood out the most.